What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBICV Primetime Capper, and happy Sunday to everybody. I know everybody should be feeling good, feeling great. You are here today if you are watching the show, if you made it to the day and everything like that. But yeah, pretty much the opportunity to be great today has been presented. So why don't we go ahead and go do it? You know what I mean? So pretty much crazy night last night. USC loses by 2. That was not surprising, but you know, it's kind of sad because they should have won that game last night. They really should have won that game last night. UCLA wins 42-7. Ohio State took care of their business. They won 20-12 against Penn State yesterday. UCF, thank you for covering that game yesterday. I had somebody hit me on one of the messengers and said they didn't think that they were going to even be close. And Central Florida only lost by 2 points, but Tennessee did not pick up the slack for me yesterday because they were up 13 points. We had got them all the way to +9. They still wound up losing the game by 14. So, man, it just happens. Alabama was able to have a 27-0 run in the second half, and it happens. It happens. So let's go ahead, jump into baseball. Let's talk about it. ALCS Game 6, Rangers money line +105. You got the under 4.5 -115. First 5 innings to the first 5 innings as well to the first 5 innings under 5.5 -115. And then we got the Astros under 4.5 runs -145. And then I like the Rangers today to win this by 2 or more runs. And the reason why I'm taking the Rangers today is because I just feel like the series is going 7 games. And I think that this is one of these series that's kind of funny where the road team is winning. And pretty much it's going to come down to who wants it more in game 7. But I just really feel like the Rangers aren't done yet. They just can't finish their season like this. They had a great start to this series. They went ahead and won both games to start this series off. And it was a part of a nice little 5-game winning streak a 7-game winning streak that they had. Now it's been snapped. Now they've lost 3 in a row. I feel like today is the day where they snap out of this and they say to themselves, we got to give ourselves a chance to at least play one more game. And that's why I'm taking the Rangers today, because I feel like with the issue with the number 1 seeds and 100-win teams getting knocked out, that MLB really wants them to go 7 games with this situation, so then they can kind of warrant that the playoffs work. And I think on the AL side it worked, but on the NL side it was an epic fail. Let's keep it real, because the AL, we understood that it was a wide open group, but we always knew that the 2 teams in the West were probably the strongest teams out of everybody. They just had to go through the meat grinder because you had a pesky Seattle team, and when the Angels were somewhat relevant, they were tough as well too. The A's just were never in the mix, but we all know that the Rangers find themselves here for all the right reasons, and I think that they're a little ahead of time. But you know what? In baseball, I've just came to realize that it's not about what time you get there. It's about just getting there. That's the whole thing. So that's exactly what they've done. And I think that all in all, when it comes down to it, this is going to be a great series today. And this has been a great series. But this is going to be a great game today. That's what I want to say. So pretty much we move forward, and I know you guys are excited. I know you guys looking forward to talking about this right away. And let's go ahead and jump into it. And that's going to be the NFL. And this is my dog day pick 4. You guys already know I had the dog day pick 4 set up for you guys on Friday's show. But I didn't do more plays. But I think next Friday I'm possibly going to probably do all my NFL plays, so we can just have all that stuff taken care of before Sunday. Since IG didn't want to act up and everything, now you can't put a picture out and with your or I need to figure out how you do it again. But the thing is, they just didn't have the option up, and I just decided to go ahead and say, let's just do it the way that we always do it. But you guys see the dog day pick 4. As you guys know, the Lions are my dog bet of the week this week. I'm very confident in what the Lions can do. I know they're a little banged up coming into this game, but the Ravens are a bit banged up as well too. And I just feel like with that defense of the Detroit Lions, that it's going to be the difference in this game today, kind of shutting down Lamar. And hopefully they shut down Lamar, because these are the type of games where Lamar really uses them as motivation. But I'm just going off the last time that they played Detroit. It was a really tough game for the Ravens when they played against Detroit. Detroit wasn't even as good defensively as they are now. So I think that today is going to be a really good one, even though it's going to be in Baltimore. Lions have just been road warriors. It's been different this year. They were undefeated on the road. I'm going to go ahead and roll with that house money on the Lions, and hopefully they'll go ahead and cash another ticket this week. So pretty much there it is with the Lions plus 125. We got the Giants. Daniel Jones has been confirmed to be out of this game today. It's okay, because Tyrod Taylor, to me, brought a different element to the team last week, and he really gave them a better chance to actually win that game against Buffalo, because we know it would have been an absolute it would have been a woodshed moment for Buffalo if Daniel Jones played in that game. Tyrod Taylor was very safe. He was very comfortable. And I think that's going to be a good asset going into today's game. I really do feel that Saquon Barkley should have himself a monster day today. And if you're playing fantasy, say you're playing the daily fantasy, the DFS fantasy, I would say give Darius Slayton or Julian Hyatt a look, because this is the thing. The Commanders are giving up the most yards to wide receiver one. Every wide receiver one in the league has feasted on the Commanders. So that's what I'm just playing off of. And yeah, pretty much they've had 100-yard receiver each game against them. So I would say either or, but I think it's going to be Hyatt, because Hyatt does have the look of being a absolute superstar in this league. They just got to get him some simple routes and stop making him stop making him run 30 yards down the field. You know what I mean? It's just, you got to figure out ways to get this guy in slants, digs, curls, post routes, quick posts, things like that. The simple stuff. And you have the Broncos today. The Broncos have a really good matchup today that to me actually favors them, but the Broncos are kind of on everybody's shit list right now because the way that they've went about their business this season. But I totally still think that this is going to be a very, very good game, and I think the Broncos do wind up winning this game. So that's why I have them as the plus 110. And I don't think the Broncos are going to lose 4 games in a row at home. I just really doubt that's going to happen. So that's where I'm going with this one. So I'm taking the Broncos with the plus 110. Also, I have the Chargers money line plus 200 at 32-1. They should be my dog of the day, but I think that I can trust the Lions a little bit more in this spot. But I feel like I mixed it up really good for us today because I got 2 road teams and 2 home teams. So that's always a better mix than just going with a dominant group that's the home team or the visiting team. Mix it up. If you can get what you feel are your 2 best road dogs and your 2 best home dogs and mix them together, then it should make for a profitable situation. It's a 32-1 ticket. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. Now we have ourselves the NFL Primetime Pick 6. The NFL Primetime Pick 6 is a 71-1 ticket. I have the over 40 with the Bills and the Pats today. I also like the Bucks with the -2.5. That under is an under 40.5 for the Browns and the Colts. Also with the Bears today, I know I didn't put them on the list, but you know what? You could go ahead and make it a pick 6 dog ticket because that's what type of day it is today. The dogs will bark today because these games are more even than they are, one-sided, in my opinion. I think that they really, really had a tough week of actually being able to slot these games properly. And I know that, you got to go with the flow of how teams are going. But, I know the Steelers really shouldn't be that much of a dog against the Rams. And I know that the Bears should be a pick 'em against the Raiders because they're both have backup quarterbacks going today. But First and foremost, we got the over with the Bills and Pats over 40. The 2.5 with the Bucks is one of my more confident plays. I just really feel like Atlanta is really a one trick pony team. If they can't run today, then they're going to have issues, and I think that's going to be something that's going to be keyed in on by the Buccaneers as well too, and they're at home as well. The Buccaneers want to bounce back because the Buccaneers have lost 2 straight games at home. And they want to make sure that they don't lose a third in a row because right now they're not sitting pretty. They're sitting pretty ugly. So, they're trying to get this thing together. They're 1-2 at home. I'm sorry, because I got to remember they beat the Bears in Tampa Bay as well, too. Um, okay. So we have ourselves the Bears plus 130. The Bears do have a backup in today, but it's okay because the Raiders have Brian Hoyer in the game today. And I just don't trust it. I just don't. And, they're not getting Devontae. The ball is not enough. And, it's just, I don't know. The play calling, I know it's just going to be ass today. So that's why I'm taking the Bears because I think the Bears are going to play with some motivation today. They got a good little backup there. He's not gonna don't start the rumor of him out playing Justin Fields because that's not gonna happen. But he has a good look to him that shows that he can be good for a game or two. You know what I mean? I like him. Plus 130. Then we got the Cards today. I know the Cards seem like a gamble, but they're really not because the Cardinals actually play very well in Seattle. And I feel like today is going to be one of those days because this is what's going to happen. Everybody sees Seattle as their gimme, as their square, as their team that's going to show up and have a show out game and just be great and be awesome today. But usually when that happens, these teams usually have more trouble than anything. And I'm pretty much going with that notion and that idea that the Cardinals can step it up. And that's where I'm taking them with the plus 8.5. They're the biggest dog of the day when it comes to spread, and the money line. But taking them on the money line, that's a little bit more of, a fun bet. You know what I mean? But this right here, I think might be one of the surest bets of the day with the Cardinals covering. I know people are like, what do you mean? The Cardinals are one of the better covering teams, even though it's been not really good the last few weeks for them. They're still 3-3. They knocked out their first 3, and then they've dropped their last 3. But I think they'll be back on the winning side of the spread. I'm not saying they win the game. I'm just saying that they cover the spread. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So with that, that's going to be the Cardinals. And then I just feel like the Steelers defense is going to be a little bit too nasty for the Rams today. The Rams are playing a certain type of football that's really finesse. And if you get really physical with them and really make them work for their money today, then it's going to be issues for the Rams. And I really don't trust Matt Stafford against this defense. I feel like the Steelers defense is going to have their way with the old man. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But that's our primetime pick 6 ticket. That's a 71-1 ticket right there. We move forward. Let's go ahead and jump into our next, the NFL team total bets. And where I'm going with the NFL team total bets today, I got the Bears going over 16.5 points. We know that Raider defense is always good to give up 17 points at least. We know that. You know what I mean? The Raider defense is not breakneck defense or anything like that. They've been better this year. I don't think they even had a game where they given up 30 points, but at the end of the day, though, well, yeah, the Bills game. Let me take that back. They gave 38 to the Bills, but they haven't really played high scoring teams this year. That's the whole thing. The Bears aren't a high scoring team either, but I know that the Bears will have some tricky plays that will work today up their sleeve. So that's why I say the over 16.5 seems like an absolute gimme. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. The Colts are playing against the best defense in the NFL. Okay. They don't have Anthony Richardson, their mobile quarterback, who seems like the second coming of Cam Newton or possibly Colin Kaepernick, because the way that he plays the game, he goes about it in a way that, he's fearless, but you got to be a little bit cautious. And now it's cost him his season. But that should be okay because I think the Colts have a plan, and the Colts really weren't planning to be a playoff team this year. I think when they every team gets like that. The first 5, 6, 7 weeks, they see some potential going, and then it's a significant injury occurs. And now they can go ahead, okay, let's just dial it back a little bit. We'll roll with the season. If we keep winning, cool. If we don't, cool. Thing is, we are focusing on building a foundation here around Anthony Richardson. And Anthony Richardson's not healthy right now. So that's how it goes. All right. So the Bills, they come in here probably the biggest favorite of the day, the biggest square on the board, because the Patriots are not playing great football right now. The Patriots are not playing great team ball right now. Bill Belichick seems like the game has passed him by somewhat, but it's Sunday, and any given Sunday, anything can happen. But still, I feel like the Pats defense is not good enough for me to trust them to actually hold them under 24 points, because they've let bad teams score a lot of points on them this year. So I think the Bills will wind up getting 28 to 31 points in this game today and wind up getting themselves a very, very nice win, to be honest with you. But we'll see, because these are the games where everybody feels like they got the lock. And then guess what happens? The lock loses by 3. And you know it's the Bills, a team that just came off of a very close game against a very lowly team in the Giants. So that's where we go to next. I got the Giants going over 19 and a half team total. I feel like today Saquon has a day. He has a monster day today. And so I'm betting on Saquon having a monster day. Tyrod Taylor being a very conservative, very, very high-end game manager today and getting the Giants to the threshold of 20 points or better. So that's why I'm taking the over 19 and a half with them. And come on, it's the Steelers defense. I feel like the Steelers defense is going to keep Matt Stafford in check, and this team doesn't get over 20 points today. That's why I'm taking the 23 and a half there with the team total. I feel like that's a very strong bet. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. And then we move forward. We got ourselves the Chiefs under 27 and a half. I know. Y'all saying it's the Chargers, bro. Why would you do that? Oh, the Chargers, dog. Why would you do that? Well, do you know that the Chargers are the third ranked team when it comes to sacks? And I feel like they are going to be all up Mahomes is you know what. And I feel like today is the day where the Chiefs really have to show us how good they truly are. Because let's keep it real. Look at the schedule. Have they really played anybody other than Detroit? Keep it real with yourself. Keep it real. Yeah, okay, because they really haven't played anything. Jacksonville, understood, but you know what? They caught Jacksonville on probably in the worst 2 weeks of their season. So, at the end of the day, I think the Chiefs go under 27 and a half, because I feel like everybody thinks the Chiefs are just going to walk all over the Chargers after what happened on Monday night, and that's not the case. If anything, you should be doubling down on the Chargers, because the Chargers have actually won their last 3 out of 4 at Arrowhead as well, too. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. So pretty much with that, that's going to be our under 27 and a half on the team total. We move forward and we have ourselves the NFL adjusted lines. I like the Bills today to win by 10 or better with the plus 105. I like the Lions today to win the game. So that's why I got the -1. So hopefully they win by 3 or better, or 2 or better. Then I got the Giants plus 135 because I think they can win the game. That's why I have them at -1. I think the Browns are actually going to be one of the more dominant performances today if their defense can play the exact way it's been playing the whole season. And if you can get Deshaun Watson just to throw over 250 yards or so, and then get a little bit of production from the run game, and it doesn't really matter what running back it is, it just has to be one of them being productive. That's it. And so I think that will be good enough to help the defense. I think this is a real day of trying to really eat up the clock and get as many points as you can, but keep that offense on the sideline for as long as you can, so you can keep your defense fresh and in and interested. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So pretty much at the end of the day, That's where I'm going with that plus 125 on that bad boy. And then, I'm very confident in the Broncos today. I think the Broncos could be a 10-point winner today. I know it sounds crazy at this moment right now, but check me at 4:30 when we get all the results. So Broncos 2.5 plus 115. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. And then once again, I add the Cardinals. I think they lose by a touchdown or less today. That's why I'm taking them with the plus 7.5. So you see it, all pluses across the board for you. So, it ain't nothing but some plus money. So, you can play it or you can fade it. You can do what you want with it. All right, so we move forward. Let's go ahead and jump into the Sunday night football bets. And the Sunday night football bets, we have the Dolphins money line plus 130. We also have the over 24.5 first half, also minus 110 as well too. We got the Eagles first quarter plus 105. Also Dolphins over 24.5. Team total minus 110. Also the minus 1.5 to the Dolphins plus 140 adjusted line. So I'm getting 10 more. I'm getting 10 more cent on the Dolphins winning this game by 2 or more points, and that's what I call some good value right there. And I know it looks like I'm being dominant with the Dolphins, but I feel really good about the Dolphins tonight, and hopefully you get a better number than this. If I say if anything, I would say hold up until about 3 o'clock if you're gonna bet the Dolphins today, because I promise you that Dolphins line is gonna go to about plus 165 before we get to the kickoff. Right now, this is just that early Dolphins money, but watch this late Philly money come in. I promise you, this late Philly money is gonna come in because the Sunday night football bettors are gonna try to find me that gimme. They're gonna try to find me that team that's been balling all season, but this ain't the game for that because both these teams are 5-1. So we'll see how this one shapes up. But I really feel like the Dolphins are about to make a statement on national television tonight. So there it is. There it is. That's going to be talking tickets for Sunday. We'll be back next Sunday as well, too. And then I'll be back to you tomorrow early, probably about 11 o'clock for the primetime angles tomorrow. And I'll be back tomorrow to talk a whole bunch of NFL aftermath, talk about the MLB as well too, and also get into some boxing news as well. Well, we got a lot of NBA to talk about as well too. We got NBA starting on Tuesday, and just know that with my preview that I've been doing, I've been doing the daily previews and everything like that. That's going to continue. We're going to continue that because the NBA is still early in the season. I think that we still got enough time to preview teams. You know what I mean? So pretty much it's only going to take about another week or so. So that's why I'm going with it like that. So with that, I thank you guys so much for tuning in today. You guys are the absolute best. And as I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. The movement is moving. And I'll be back to you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Make sure that you tune in on the YouTube Prime Wave Media. You guys can tune in on my Twitter, that being at Pop DiBiase. And also you guys can check this out on my Facebook as well, too. So you guys are the absolute best. And you guys have a beautiful day. And thank you for watching Talking Tickets. So with that, let's go ahead and get some money. Let's cash them tickets. And I am gone.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust.